Hi, guys. Thanks for listening to the Gig Economy podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. We are interviewing Brian Pickering, right? Did I say that correct?
Correct.
From OilUber.
Yeah. OilUber.
I said it right. Did you notice on the first podcast I really struggled saying it? I wanted to space it out a little bit, but I'm just like, OilUber.
OilUber.
Say it fast.
Yep.
So OilUber is an on-demand oil change service. Started in Ann Arbor, right?
Correct.
And expanding throughout
hopefully the nation.
I saw a little bit in the group that you were talking about Atlanta.
We have
or is that Atlanta, Michigan?
We have ambassadors that do a bunch of talking, and it was Atlanta, Georgia. Okay. And when they hit the website, that's when we see that.
Okay. When someone signs up.
Correct.
Oh, so you're
Correct.
Okay, that's cool.
Right. When we get people signing up, I see them on the Google Analytics, actually.
Yeah.
And, sometimes some people hit the helpline and say, is this service in our area? And I'll come back on our ambassadors and say, hey, I need text down here now.
Yeah, okay.
And I got people waiting.
Yeah, why don't you tell us why you started this, what your background is in, this kind of gig work and go from there.
Okay. Why I started this? Well, I was an Uber driver for 2 years.
Okay.
So the whole 2 years, I'm looking at different apps and different, things coming up like Shipped. And I even seen one for mowing yards. And I'm like, well.
I think it's called Mow and Plow. Or
yeah.
Mow Plow. Or
might be a couple of them.
There's a couple of them, yeah. I see one advertised every once in a while.
Yeah. And I thought, well, who's not doing what? And my first thought was actually something I could probably never get done. And that's, I can explain that later. But it was just, oil changes. Nobody's doing oil changes. And it's so easy.
Yeah.
And anybody can do it. A little bit of training. We, put some videos on there and certification test. And I, started writing it down, talked to my wife about it. She goes, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's do it. And I started building. I'm actually a programmer myself, too. And I started building a website. I actually had it pretty much all done under a different platform.
Okay.
I then went and started the business part of it.
Okay.
That took over.
Yeah.
So I did find Nate, our programmer.
Okay.
And he rewrote the whole program for us.
Okay.
So it's pretty much more on him now to make the changes for us and get things going.
Yeah.
And he's one of our owners. And I work with him on a weekly basis. And we always go up to the coffee shop in Ann Arbor and do some coding and, talk about what we want to do next and, what's going to happen.
He probably hates that you're a little bit of a coder because you're like, are you sure you want to do that? And then he's like, hey, man, I'm 2020 code. You're probably 1985, early 90 code. When's the last time you took some classes on this?
I got HTML down, baby. He's got it so locked down that I'm not even worried about hacker stuff like that.
Yeah.
He is good.
Yeah.
So, that's what's taken a little bit longer for some of our stuff to come out, that he's, very particular.
Yeah. And it takes time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It takes a lot of time. And
I want Jesper to fix stuff. Well, he can fix stuff really easy on the website, but if I tell him something what I really want, he's like, that's not a 2-minute thing. It's going to take some time. I'm like, right. I want it now, damn it.
Right, yeah. You can't have it now.
I know. I always want it now.
Damn it.
It's not like posting a link on Facebook. Or,
right.
It is not. No.
Right. Okay, so you came up with this idea. You built the website. You hired a tech guy. And then where did it go from there?
He decided he wanted to rewrite the whole program.
Yep.
And I actually work with another guy. And have been talking to him for a year about this. And, and he probably got sick of me talking about it.
Yeah.
And he joined on with us and became our vice president of the company. And we've been working together. He's more my numbers guy, and I'm trying to just space it out so I'm not charged with everything.
Yeah,
right.
And
it's tough to do that though.
It is.
It's tough to have partners. Jesper knows because I am a pain in the ass for him sometimes, and it's tough to
sometimes the time.
It's tough to let go of some of that stuff and be like, okay, that person's gonna do that. I'm not gonna. Right. I can't focus on that anymore.
Right. And I got two really good guys working with me, so
good.
It's been a pleasure.
Right. So the services you offer right now is oil change. Future is tire change.
No, jump start's going to be first.
Okay, you're doing. Oh, so you're tiering them out.
Yeah, the jump start's going to be first. Once
start.
he's got the platform from that, then it's just going to be a copy and paste, kind of like for the signups for each one.
Okay, so you're dealing with coding on getting it like someone to click on it and getting notifications out. Is that what you were asking him earlier on the phone?
Well,
like if it's live yet.
The emergency oil change, we want to be able to sign people up separately.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be, okay, I don't want to change oil, but I do want to do that.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So it's a separate sign-on thing that he's working on.
Okay. Interesting.
And then
so that does get a little clunky.
And then when he has it all ready to go, well, then we obviously got to be ready for clients.
Right.
So because of, all these rideshare drivers sign up for this.
Yeah.
Right.
Then they're going to be telling their friends, hey, just click this button and I'll show up and jump start your car.
Right. Right. So right now, oil change or jump start's coming soon, which is going to be awesome.
Yes.
I think more drivers, especially in the winter, right? Don't you feel like you see more calls of that in the winter than you do in the summer?
Well, and you see a lot of those. You see a lot of those on social media too, like in the channels, with all the Uber drivers.
Yeah.
A lot of drivers all the time. It's like, hey, somebody close to me have pair.
Oh yeah, you hear it all the time.
Yeah. So that'll be good.
Somebody comes out of work 7 o'clock in the morning, and who do you call to get jumper cables at that time?
Right.
So then you got 7 Uber drivers around Ann Arbor, Grand Rapids, or whatever you're at, and just click the button.
I would think I would want to buy like a really badass jump box, because then at least you're not messing with your car, because I know that can be an issue.
It can be.
Although if that car that's dead is dead, that jump box might not do it.
Right, and we've worked some stuff into that too, that the tech will still get paid.
Okay.
There is going to be a call-out fee.
Oh, excellent.
So, the customer will get some of their money back, but they're still going to have to pay that guy to come out and do it.
Well, of course, yeah.
And we got the prices adjusted just right. That
perfect.
Everybody should be happy.
Right.
I mean, I had a USB battery it wasn't a crazy big one.
Is that little like small box that you can jump on?
It's just a tiny little one, yeah. And it could do one jump on a charge. I mean, then you had to charge back up, but it was like $25.
Yeah, it all depends on how dead the car battery is.
Absolutely.
Like if it had been dead overnight, it's probably okay. But if it had been dead for 2 days, it's probably not going to cut it.
No.
And not if it's 40 below here in Michigan either.
Yeah.
Right.
You might need a little more.
40 below. Let's not get crazy.
16 was it last year?
But it's not going to, this year it's going to be the special. It's not even going to get cold. It's good.
Right. Sure.
Okay, so you do oil changes. How are the prices compared to like Valvoline, if you were to pull into Valvoline?
Well, you can go to any, oil change service, block and mortar, whatever you call it. They're going to offer you, $19.95 in and out. By the time you get out of there,
that's never true though.
It's $75.
I know.
You're right.
You never can do it.
That
only covers 2.5 gallon. But
that covers 1 quart of oil.
Yeah, I know, right?
Right.
We're gonna put water in the rest of it.
Did you want me to fill it up?
Oh, you got to fill it up yourself here.
So we all know that price is just to bring you in.
Correct.
So we kept it at we are bringing somebody out to you. And we're gonna have
the convenience.
Yep. You can sit on your couch and watch TV and look out your window and get your oil changed.
Yeah.
So we got figured in the price of like such a delivery driver, and then of course the fluctuation of oil. We went just a little bit higher.
Yeah, to cover
so we
that.
could cover that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got an account with. I just lost my.
AutoZone.
There we go. Got an account with AutoZone, and after we make so many sales, the price of ours starts going down.
Oh,
so then
nice.
we can give more benefits out to the drivers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's going to take a little bit of time to get a little bit bigger.
Right.
Then,
so let's talk a little bit about that. Now you brought up AutoZone. So what happens? So I'm a driver. Let's say I'm a tech, and I get a call. Talk us through the process. What happens?
Okay. The client goes onto the website. They put in their VIN number.
Okay.
And they tell us what kind of car it is, pretty much the color, because the VIN's going to tell us everything else. It tells us what kind of oil, what kind of engine, everything like that. We then do the search on the back end. Comes back up and tells the tech, just boom, it says, hey, there's an oil change coming after it's paid for. We'll get to that part.
Yeah.
So then the client then goes in and it says, okay, where's your vehicle? And they'll put in the address, and then the next screen will go, these are the technicians in your area. Here are their star ratings. Here, they have this, they have that. We haven't set everything up in it. We're just on the star rating right now.
Right.
Who do you want to come change your oil?
Right.
And if that technician is local to that area, you'll see them every time that you want to get your oil changed.
So you get to choose. So the customer gets to choose the tech at this point.
At this point, if they're online.
Okay.
And within their, I believe it's 50-mile range.
Okay. What happens if no one's online?
Then it will send a pop-up up, and it's going to say, we're sorry that we don't have a tech available right now, but we're going to offer you a 10% discount. Do you know anybody like to be a technician?
Okay.
Please give us their email.
All right.
And then it all goes into our email system, and then it shoots out an email, say, hey, this person thought maybe you would be interested, and it brings them back to our website.
Okay, but what happens to that person that the tech's not available? You just say you can't get your oil changed now?
Not right now.
Try back tomorrow?
And they're not paying.
Well, yeah. So it doesn't you can't send a text out to the technicians that maybe are offline and say, hey, I got this job. Do you want to do it?
That would work if we're pinpointing Grand Rapids.
Right.
What if this person's in Arizona?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you don't have it, yeah. I mean, obviously, if it's not a big area of customers and techs, that's going to be an issue. But.
And if they are within, Ann Arbor or Grand Rapids, and there's a tech in Grand Rapids, they're going to see them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hopefully it's a temporary problem, right? Because
and that's what we set it up for. Yes.
Yeah. So the solution is there will never be a situation where there is nobody online.
That's what we're hoping for. Yes.
Absolutely. I get that.
Yes.
I get that. And you get there.
And we set it up for temporary. Even the next page where they got to pick the time.
Correct.
So we got it today and tomorrow. So anything that's already passed, well, obviously they can't pick.
Right.
So then it would be the next hour, and then they get a chance for all the next day.
Oh, okay.
So hopefully the whole next day thing will go away, but more of the on demand.
So how does that work? So if the tech is online right now, and he gets picked, but the customer doesn't want to get it done until tomorrow, and the tech can't do it tomorrow, well, then what?
It just goes back into a pool, and we'll go to the next person.
Okay.
Oh, then the offer goes to the next tech.
Right. It will go into a pool.
Okay.
So everybody will be able to see the pool that's within that area.
Okay.
And the customers is notified, hey, this tech can't do it.
Correct.
Choose somebody else, or
it would just go into a pool, and then that tech will get a hold of them.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So at that point, you pick one.
Right.
So
you can't bits and bounce back and forth.
Yeah, because at this point, like, I want to pick this.
Because it makes sense though too that if they want their oil change, I want my oil change now. Why would I pick tomorrow? Right? No, I want it done right. No, I mean I understand the situation, but if you pick a tech, it's like I want tonight.
Yeah, not necessarily. Yeah, that would get a little confusing because if I was going to, I would want to get the next day. I would be thinking about it during the day and be like, all right, I got time tomorrow. But how do you, if they're picking tomorrow, how will they be online? It's like in the future.
Well, exactly. How do you know that he's going to be on? And then it goes into the pool.
Right, it would go into the pool.
So if you don't get it on demand, then it goes into the pool.
If they're picking tomorrow and they do end up paying for it right there online, it all is going text message is saying, hey, you've been picked. This is the time tomorrow. Can you do this?
Oh, okay. So they do get a message saying you've been picked.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, and since we are just web-based and not app, we have gone with email and the text message system.
Okay.
That way you are notified.
All right, that makes more sense.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I just thought they had, that makes more sense. But I don't know. You say you want it right away. I like to plan a little bit. This is like ship shopping. I mean, like you're not going to be like, that's it, I'm getting groceries, and like put it in right there.
But I guess I can see definitely your system. I think that what confuses me is the instant gratification of gig worker today.
Right, right.
I go online. I want it now. That's the whole thing. I want to get my oil change. Oh, I'm thinking about it. I want to get it done. I go out and I pick John Doe. Come get my oil change.
Well, I think just like you said earlier, I think once the volume is there, that's not going to be a problem. You'll be able to get that done instantly.
Right. Correct.
But getting started, it might be a little slow. Just like, when Steady Fare started, when that new rideshare in Grand Rapids was just no longer there. It was tough. I mean, it takes time to kind of build a clientele and those kind of things.
Then you start building the clientele. Well, they tell somebody else, well, you don't even know where those people are.
Right.
So then they start building theirs over there. It's like, well, there's somebody out here. So, oh, wait, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So it's...
So let's go back to the tech. So now let's say he's been picked, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now it's time for him to do the job. Now what happens? So,
okay, he gets the notification he's been picked. He goes on his dashboard on the website.
Yep.
And then it tells him, where the address is, the name, everything that they're... And then it gives him directions to the nearest AutoZone.
So he goes to AutoZone next.
He goes to AutoZone to pick up the parts. Okay. Once he gets to AutoZone, it's all GPS located. It pops up just like Uber Eats. Yep. And it says, you'll be picking up these parts, what type, everything like that. And all he has to do is show the clerk.
There's no money out of his pocket at this point. It's all paid for. He just got to go there, show the clerk, pick up the job parts.
Correct.
And the parts is oil and a filter?
Oil and a filter, that's it.
Okay.
Being a startup and you landing that kind of transaction is pretty big.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably do it for a lot of companies. Just to me, it sounds like it keeps it cleaner. Like,
it does. It's more of just an account right now.
Oh, okay.
Most of the local shops have that account. They can go on, the pro shop or whatever there.
Yeah.
And that's what we have.
Yeah. I don't know. Just to me, even with Uber Eats and some of the other one, you have a card. And if the restaurant doesn't work with them, you actually have to order it and pay for it. Not out of your own pocket, but it is add an extra step to it.
Absolutely.
We have that option too, and we're going to use it, I believe, for, let's say somebody's out in a country somewhere and they don't have an AutoZone.
Right.
They can use that card.
Okay. Then that works out good. Okay, so the tech picks up the oil and then goes to the customer's house.
After they pick up the oil, we get a notification.
That customer been picked up.
And the customer gets a notification.
Okay.
And we've got it all on an online dashboard.
Nice.
In progress, where it's at, everything like that.
Customer can see that too?
No.
Okay.
That's Office.
Okay.
That way, if there's any complaints, we can track it.
Where he went and how long he was there, and et cetera.
I changed it. No, you did. You weren't even there.
Right.
We know. So everything's notified customer, everything that, and then the tech and the customer can talk at that point.
Yep.
And what we tell the clients is pop your hood and lock your door. All the tech has to do is find the car. It's got the license plate, got the VIN number, and he's looking for the color of car with a hood popped.
So you lock the door, but aren't you supposed to check the oil pressure after they're done changing it?
Correct. And there are so many different kind of cars out there that they also want us to reset the oil thing. I knew that question was coming next.
I know. That's the newer cars are all like that.
Under the gig system, I can't guarantee that everybody knows how to do that.
Right.
And I'm not willing to train them.
My wife's new car, it's not new, it's new to us, a 2016 Toyota. It does not have an oil countdown, which is super weird. Huh. And maybe I'm missing it, but my Honda Pilot, my 2010, it goes 100%, 90%, 80%. And then it's once it gets down to zero, you need to reset it.
Mine doesn't have a countdown. Okay. I get a text message in the system every time it's due.
Really? Yeah, for your van?
The van sends me a small text.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Huh. So we also have in the end of it where the customer has to verify. So they would come out and check the oil pressure, change their thing, whatever.
Okay.
Make sure everything's okay. And then once they hit the okay button, everybody gets paid.
Okay.
There is a time limit on that, obviously, because people will ignore it. It's like, yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah.
So
the guy's done.
At one point, the money will be released.
Correct.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
I send you an email, 3 days later.
Your lack of your lack of ambition, you're still getting charged. The tech's getting paid.
Right. Right.
Yep.
Okay. That's fair. That's good to know.
We had to do something there because lack of ambition. Yeah.
Right.
Well, and so what you're just saying now, though, you're not willing to train them, and you shouldn't have to, right? At some point, some of these things are up to the techs themselves, and so that can be something that they can learn to get a better rating. Hey, maybe just know the tricks and how to reset the oil counters because it's not that difficult.
Correct. When we first started, we were looking at parking lots somewhere, not necessarily side of the road, but if you go to work, want to get your oil changed,
right,
and it's in a parking lot somewhere, you don't want somebody going through your car.
Well, I don't know if I want somebody in my work parking lot changing my oil either.
Well, that's true. So we switched it to the at home.
Okay.
And it becomes private, and then we can do it anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, absolutely. Yeah.
And I don't have to worry about all the regulations.
I like your idea of having the tech learn how to do that, but you do have some liability once you start going inside the car and.
Oh no, but he doesn't have to do it. When the customer comes out,
you can just tell him how to do it.
Yeah.
That's a plus.
All you have to do is, start the vehicle.
Yep.
Push down the speeder 3 times to the vehicle and then turn it all the way. That's what I have to do.
Do 7 jumping jacks. And,
whatever it is. Right? Usually, it's a small process of easy steps.
Right. Might up their tips.
Well, exactly. That's the thing, right? So now it's increasing their rate. Now they have some opportunity for
we have to go back. There's an option to tip there?
Not yet.
Oh, you better get that on there, dude.
We're getting on Nathan. Hang on.
We talked originally. I didn't think there was an option for that, but
there is always the
the old greenbacks, which everyone will prefer anyways.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah. So going back to the customer end, when they look at a driver, it's just stars right now. They can't put like reviews on or not yet.
Nothing yet.
Yeah, because that would be huge too. Because like Jesper said, hey, this guy knew how to like reset my thing. Like this guy knows his stuff.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. That gives more pluses, more stars, everything like that. It's just time. It's just,
I get it.
Yeah.
Hey,
and
we want it now.
I know.
We talked about it earlier. I want it now.
What do you think? It's a gig economy or what?
Right. Instant gratification.
You got to focus on the things that can bring you money and more techs right now. So absolutely.
My thought process: if you get more techs, the jobs will come.
Oh, absolutely.
More jobs will come.
Yeah, because word of mouth, people will be talking.
Yes.
Well, once you have more revenue, fun enough, you can hire another Nate.
That's true. That's true.
You need another Nate right now.
We are looking that way. Yes.
Well, that costs money. I tell you.
Yes.
It's a slow go.
Well, unless you want to take on another partner, which is also not a good idea.
It's been an option too.
Yeah. Another partner with a big influx of cash sometimes is very tempting.
Yeah, that's true. Our problem right now is that guy is about to be ready to be doing his summer job. He's done with the summer job. Then he's gonna be on our.
Yeah, he hates it when I get laid off because I'm riding these guys. I'm like, all right, we need more sponsors. It's time to grow. I'm busier in the summer, so they get a little bit of a break.
Right.
And then the weekend before, I had strep throat. I know. With all COVID-19, I got strep throat. I haven't had it in 20 years. I was out for like 4 days, and I texted him on Monday. I'm like, I'm back. Your break's over.
We just texted back. Beep, beep.
Right. Beep. Okay, so let's get back to the process. So, so the customer is satisfied. The driver gets paid. He brings all his own tools. He wipes everything down, and then everyone's happy. Hopefully,
once the person answers the email and says, "Yep, it's good to go," and it closes out the job, goes into the job history for the tech, and it's all on their dashboard. They keep track of everything like that.
And then the techs, you guys use Stripe, right? So does that just go like direct deposit in their checking account?
Yes, when they sign up for Stripe, they actually put in a debit card.
So they get paid per transaction or like once a week
per job.
Okay.
It's unless somebody doesn't click the button for 2 hours, it would be instantaneous.
Yeah, because like with us, we can do InstaPay for our gig work, but it costs money. But normally it's once a week direct deposit.
Right.
So that's kind of nice.
We're just boom, there you go.
Yeah, that's really
We're
nice.
done with you.
Yeah.
Well, and that costs you money, but you're taking that on as an expense.
Right.
Yep,
right.
That makes sense. So tell me one thing. So what happens in the situation where the tech makes a boo-boo? And the oil filter falls off 2 days after, and now the engine is shot?
We haven't experienced that yet, and we're waiting for it.
Well, that's not what his question was.
I know. What to do. And we're not really sure yet.
Okay.
To have a backup plan for that is being worked on.
Okay.
And because there's just so many variables.
Sure.
And a lot of it comes down to is customers, check your techs. I mean,
check your what?
Check your oil filter. Check, what the tech did. If you're happy and you say you're happy.
Yeah, but no one's going to do that.
You're correct.
Because if I'm getting my oil changed, that means I don't know how to change my oil, so I'm not going to.
Right.
Not always. I don't change my own oil in the winter, but
the reason why I asked that way is because it actually happened not to me, But I for a long time I had a mechanic I would go to. Okay, and he had one of the regular brick and mortar shops where it happened to them. Okay, basically the customer took it there. They did a boo boo, and the customer drove it empty and shot the engine. Right, oil fell out, engine shot. Okay, and he ended up taking it to my mechanic, and the mechanic says, "Yeah, this filter was never on correctly." And so they went back to the brick and mortar shop, and the brick and mortar shop paid the bill.
Well, it's probably their insurance.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's my point. Right. So they coughed up the insurance, paid a new motor. It was all good. But that's from thinking, are you guys insured? Do you have that kind of insurance?
Right. With the platform being we're finding the oil changes, our insurance covers us.
Okay.
The technicians need to have their own insurance.
Okay.
We are working with an individual to supply that insurance
on
a 50% $1 basis per job.
Sure.
That's already there for them when they go do it. And they don't even know it.
Right.
And then at the end of the month, they send us, hey, this job happen, this job, what jobs did happen.
Yeah.
And that way, if they've got a call, then
so
they can
it's
match
insured.
Right.
It costs extra for the tech. Oh, well, so be it. That's part of being a gig job. You're in business, and that's okay. But you have insurance.
So to ask what we would do, I don't know. I guess call the insurance company.
Yeah, exactly. But that's my point. My point is what I was trying to get at. And I apologize. It was a roundabout way. There's insurance there.
Right.
It's not going to come out of the techs. I mean, if something happens and the tech made a boo-boo, he's not going to cough up and having to pay $4,000 for a new engine.
Right.
No. It's going to be covered by the insurance.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. Good.
Right. Tech scratches the paint. Well, go out there and fix the car.
Correct.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I can see is you're literally unscrewing two things and screwing two things back in.
Right.
I mean, it's
but somebody will do that wrong.
That's true, but man, it's pretty hard. Or that's one thing. Let's talk about that real quick as we're wrapping up. The training for the tech. Do you provide it,
Sure.
or
it is right when they sign up? They do get some videos to watch on how to change oil. And most of the people signing up for tech already know how.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So they're going to be like, yeah, whatever.
There's some desperate people that are looking for work. I mean,
correct.
We've seen some Uber drivers and some food delivery drivers that they shouldn't even be driving a car, let alone doing that kind of work.
But that kind of rating system, too, though, is going to whittle those out real fast.
True. True.
Right.
I mean, you get one person who doesn't know what he's doing, poof, 1 star, you ain't going to get another job.
That's true. That's a good point.
Right.
So,
and then, where was I going?
So they have a little bit of training. They watch some videos. They probably take a test.
They have to take a test. They have to get 100% on it.
Okay.
And if they start it over, it switches.
Okay.
So,
nice.
Yeah, so they can't just,
Redo
memorize
it. Yeah.
And then once they get through that, and then it's going to be the background check.
Yep.
And then after that, they get access to the dashboard, and away they go.
Cool. Well, I think this is great. I know there's
awesome.
I know there's other companies that do it. I couldn't tell you a name of one because I never looked into it. There's got to be some competitors out there.
Tow trucks.
That's it? That do on-demand oil changes?
It wouldn't be on demand, but they would take it back to their shop. I was thinking more for the jump starts, but
well, yeah, there's probably a lot of competition for that.
The one I did see the other day was an Allstate thing that an insurance company is trying to get technicians for jump starts.
Okay.
And
see, the jump start to me, I think your platform will have an advantage because it'll be so quick.
Yes.
You're not routing through a stupid insurance company. Like you're like, I need a jump start. Boom. Text goes out.
Right.
15 minutes later, he's there with jump in the car. So I think they'll have a huge advantage on that.
Bigger city, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
They're already there.
Well,
yeah.
And the fact that you guys can lean up at the rideshare system that way and just kind of get rideshare drivers to sign up for this and be quote unquote techs to go. I mean, that's going to be so valuable. And it's an extra way for the rideshare drivers to make a little bit extra money.
Absolutely. And it's going to be cheaper than calling a tow truck for the client. Yeah. And we are, since I haven't been an Uber driver, I've been in the field. I'm here for the techs, and we're going to pay really well for that.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about it after we're offline, but I have a couple ideas for you. But anyways,
That's what we're looking for.
Yeah, hey, I'm here to help. But yeah, I'm really excited about this. I'm glad we had an opportunity to sit down.
This is cool. Thank you so much for coming.
Face to face.
Thank you.
Well, if you are interested in being a tech, go to OilUber.com. If you're interested in getting oil change, go to the same place.
Yep.
You can click on everything, register, all that fun stuff. I registered as an ambassador too. There is a program out there where you can
OilUber.net.
.net. Okay, that's for the ambassadors.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Yep.
All right.
And so they're currently signing up techs for
everywhere.
All changes right now, but
the jump starts
coming soon.
Within this week, he says.
Really?
That's what he said on the phone now.
Oh man! Well, you
come on, Nate. Come on.
Now you're on record.
Yeah. Well, you text me when that's live, and I'll push it out.
Absolutely, we will do that.
Sounds good. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you so much, Brian.